To all the people Trump deported, y'all should be proud. Cause Trump just said on Fox Live and said the quiet part out loud. Huh? To all the people Trump deported, y'all should be proud cause Trump just said on Fox Live and said the quiet part out loud. Trump just said, I kicked all of them out too fast. We thought once we kicked them out, all the people in urban communities, aka black people, was gonna get back in these fields. Trump, what the hell you thought this was? Selma? Hell no, we ain't doing that. Nigga, we'll sell t-shirts on our truck before we do that. I hope that wasn't part of the game plan originally. Trump said, listen, we got to get some of the people from that we kicked out of the country back. We got to get them back legally. We'll give them their papers and all. We ain't got no damn farmers. You didn't think about this before you kicked them out? Huh? Listen, the last people who were doing that, their last name was Tubman and shit like that. We ain't into that no more. We got black businesses. We'll figure it out here. Okay, we'll buy a couple stamps. We ain't doing that. Listen, to all the African people, Haitian, Spanish, whoever got kicked out of the country, even people who was doing good in their country in England and British people, listen, he needs y'all back. He ain't think about it. This is your time to get your paperwork together and come back legally so that way nobody can mess with y'all for generations to come, okay? Trump said, listen, I thought about it. I kicked y'all out. But our economy wasn't ready for that. The economy said, oh, wait a minute, nigga. Oh, this ain't that type of party. Okay? So now he's working on getting them back. Now, Trump did say some wild stuff about, he asked some farmers, what happened if they back break. I'm not even repeating that whole joke because it's kind of crazy. But Trump, I don't think nobody proofread what he got to say. I don't think he read none of the stuff that they tell him to say. I think he just say whatever come to mind. Listen. Trump said he got to get the illegals back so they can be legal, okay? I'm just here to bring y'all the news. I'm just a messenger.
Donald Trump, don't backpedal now. Now you're saying or acting like you're regretting or that it was a mistake that you did this mass deportation, although you set it in place and this was planned and thought out way before your presidency when y'all were concocting up this Project 2025. You had plenty of time to think about the consequences this was going to have, and you still proceeded with it. So now you're just realizing that all immigrants aren't criminals. Now you want to realize that they are actually hardworking people that have been working on these farms for over 20 years and just want to make an honest living for their family. Now you want to realize that now you have shipped all these hardworking immigrants off to their native land, that us Americans are not going to want to work in these fields for the prices that they are paying these immigrants. Now you're seeing that the farmers are suffering because of your dumb ass decisions. And it's sad because your blatant racism wouldn't allow you to actually delve into how agriculture works and how important the immigrants are when it comes to farming. And now you want to sit on a podium saying something needs to be done and that we have to use our common sense. Don't get French with us now. We ain't got to do nothing because I did not vote for you. I did not do this. So you need to fix this since they, the MAGA people, voted for you.
I know goddamn well Trump didn't think that we finna get back in the motherfucking fields. So Trump gonna get his ass on goddamn TV talking about he prematurely deported the illegals that was working in the farms. Thinking that us, niggas, was gonna get back out there. Bitch, we already did that and you see where it got us. Huh? We the freshest motherfucking goddamn race walking. You think we finna fuck up our new Louis Vuittons that we goddamn skipped out on our light bill for? No. Get somebody else to do it. What's wrong? They running short on that motherfucking lettuce that they put on the motherfucking big bats that you eat every goddamn day? Talking about the motherfucking inner city people don't want to take the farmer jobs. Nigga, what the fuck you thought was gonna happen? You didn't think about this shit before you did it? Well, newsflash, Mr. motherfucking Trump, we don't even want to go to the goddamn jobs that we got to clock in for. They got AC units. We already complaining before we clock in. So by the show of hands, which one of you niggas would go out there and sign up to go work out in them hot ass motherfucking fields? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Trump basically tells Fox News that he regrets busting down on the immigrants and sending them back home because his farmers now need help. And all I can say is I knew he was going to regret this shit because there's no person really working harder than an immigrant due to the simple fact that they're on a mission. They're on a mission. They come to this country just to work. Immigrant is probably the hardest working person you know. Hands down. No ifs or buts about it. And it's just like they was not bothering you. I knew in the end time you were going to need these people to take care of life in America. If you really think about it, who are building these bridges that we drive on? Immigrants. Who are building these houses? Immigrants. Who are cutting the grass? Immigrants. So now that your farmers are in need, you want to double down and say, oh, we're going to bring back the immigrants and make sure they come legally. It's not easy to get rid of them. Well, you try to challenge the situation and it backfired on your ass. Don't bring them back now. You broke up happy homes because you hated immigrants. But now that you're in need and you thought the black people was going to enslave and help your farmers, which they're not. This is not back in the day. They barely want to fucking work. Don't bring the immigrants back now.
Donald Trump is having regrets about the people that he has deported, and now he's talking about bringing them back. Of course, he's saying on Fox that, oh, we want them to learn and be educated and then come back legally, and that sounds all well and good, but he also goes on to say that it's punishing the farmers because they now don't have people to work their fields, and there's nobody who's going to go and do that type of work in America. And it's almost as if we said, yeah, we told you so. And what is the process of bringing these people back legally? He has no plan. He's just throwing shit out. But what it shows is a huge miscalculation. It was supposed to be, according to Donald Trump and his supporters, what they claim now. Oh, it's supposed to be the violent criminals. When you start rounding up people at their green card interviews and you're going to their place of employment, it's no longer about violent criminals. It's about the racist behavior of profiling and describing anybody who is brown and getting them the hell out of America. And now you found out that America's farmers and workforce is built around people like this who will do hard labor tasks. You're now wanting to re-bring them back because you realize you fucked up so badly when you did that. So just add this to the long list of the bumbling, fumbling missteps of Donald Trump.
This is too fucking weird. So Donald Trump is on CNBC. He's giving this interview. He says, we got to do something about the farmers because he says, we got to have these immigrant farm laborers because people in the inner cities won't do those jobs. What the hell is that supposed to mean? People in the inner cities won't do these jobs. Bro, that's an inside thought, bro. That is crazy. Then he goes on to say, oh, these are workers, they're like nobody else. I said to one of the farm owners, I said, what if this person gets a bad back? And he said, oh, they don't get a bad back because if they get a bad back, they die. What are you saying, dude? What is that even? What? And then he said, he keeps going, he's like, no, my approval rating is 71%. And the guy's like, maybe with Republicans. He's like, no, it's 91% with Republicans. It's 71% with everybody. I'm like, bro, what is happening? He's so insane, dude.
So Trump finally did it. He finally said it out loud. He went on CNBC and said that undocumented immigrants are naturally better at farm labor than other people. Not trained, not experienced, not hardworking, naturally. He's admitting that the same people that his immigration policies are targeting, the ones that he wants detained, deported, and banned, they're the backbone of the farming industry. He says you can't replace them, that inner city people aren't doing the work. Inner city people. Okay. And that these workers just do it naturally. What? I want you to sit with that for a second. Because that's not just a bad take. It's a racialized idea that some people are biologically made to labor, while others are made to lead. That's outdated logic. And he said it on national television like it was some sort of compliment. And meanwhile, he's promising new rules to help farmers deal with labor shortages. Not because he wants to protect workers. He doesn't even mention them. He's worried about the crops, about the industry, about the people who benefit from it, not the ones who break their backs doing the actual work. He even tells a story where a farmer said, if I get a bad back, then they die. And followed it up with a, that's interesting, isn't it? No, it's not. There's nothing interesting about watching somebody normalize exploitation. There's nothing natural about a system that needs somebody to suffer in order for it to function. What he's describing is not immigration reform. It's just another version of the same old hierarchy, where labor is expected, pain is ignored, and humanity is optional.
Now, did somebody say that our President Trump was on Fox today crying about he made a mistake sending all them immigrants away? Did he say he made a mistake deporting all them immigrants? Yeah. Did he say the farmers were gonna be suffering and who was gonna tend the fields out there? Did he actually think who he thought was gonna do it? The African American people? Oh, we won't do that no more. We won't do that no more. I got people that own businesses. I got people that sell t-shirts, sell purses, sell everything. I got people that own stores. You know, we don't do that anymore. I even heard that he said what would happen to the, I think he was talking about the immigrants like working and they back, because it's back-breaking work. So he was like, what would they do if their back was broke? What would they do? They say they'd die because if their back ain't working, they ain't no good. You know, we don't do that anymore. We don't tend to fields and stuff. And I tell you something else you figured out. You figured out when you start raising the price on these vegetables and all that stuff, because we know how to, you know, raise crops and stuff. A lot of us started growing our own vegetables. Here, one of my coworkers bought me some squash and okra the other day. You know what I'm saying? So you can't stop us. But I tell you one thing, I want to know what black person, African American person finna get out in the field and pick cotton, pick peas, pull apples and all that stuff. You damn right, you better get them immigrants back if you know what's good for you, and go ahead and give them their rights to make them legal. If I was them immigrants, I wouldn't come back to your ass, give me my legalized paperwork right when I get on that bus or that ship or whatever you got for them. Give me my paperwork ASAP. And you need to hurry up and get them back, because I'm mad anyway. We need some work done at the house, and they damn good workers. They damn good workers. They can do some good stuff around your house, and they don't charge you that much. They do a damn good job. Stuff that people like, you know, my people, we don't do that no more. We just don't do that no more. We just don't do that no more. You think them folks stand in line with Jordans on, stand in line to buy a pair of $300 shoes to put on to go work in a field? Do you really? Do you think that people go buy $3,000 purses, Louis Vuitton bags, Gucci and all that stuff to go work in the field? No, we don't do that no more. Bottom line is, get them immigrants back that you deported. Make them legal, when they come back. And then get them more money for what they was doing before they left. Because you know damn well they deserve it. Because you have seen, you done effed around and found out that you done seen that your plan was going to fall to pieces, because you thought African Americans was going to go back to what they was doing back in the day. This ain't back in the day. This ain't back in the day. I don't need no 40 acres and a mule, because my mama picked cotton so I didn't have to. You understand me? And I'm damn proud of it. I don't need no 40 acres and a mule, because I'm set up now that I can do what I need to do, and I don't have to pick cotton, peas, and all that stuff. So how dare you think that them immigrants was going to go back and we was going to take their spot? That's what you thought, but it backfired in your face. Don't let them people come back over here so I can get some work done in my house. Thank you.
Donald Trump, in his own little special way, has stated that he's maybe regretting the mass deportation. He's maybe regretting the climate of what's going on in the country with the deportation because of the farmers. He's saying that the inner city people aren't doing it. The inner city, we was never fucking doing that shit. The people in the country do that shit, and you're supposed to pay them for doing it. That's the fucking problem. You motherfuckers aren't paying people to get out in the fields. You're not paying them fair wages. Why are you bringing inner city people into this shit? Outer city, rural people are supposed to be at the farms, working at the farms, being paid a livable wage, and y'all aren't doing that shit. Keep it a bean. I don't think that, you know, I feel like the deportation situation was sensationalized for votes and to make people feel better. And then they let the riots and the protests go crazy. So you know how they do that to make people feel like they have a voice and shit like that. And they're just gonna bring them back. And to keep it a real bean, they never fucking left, for real. Let me know what y'all think. Is he flip-flopping? Is he going back on his word? What y'all think, G?
Donald Trump made a statement that he might allow the migrants that are in prison to go work on farms. I mean, some of them were working on the farm as that was their choice. Not all of them. Some of them were working at Home Depot. Some of them were working in the hotel. Most of them were working, doing various jobs. Now he's saying he's going to release them to go work on the farms and let the farmer take responsibility of the migrants. They're going to call it owner responsibility. They should call it MDS, modern day slavery, because that's what that would be, and that's what it will be, a modern day slavery, point blank period. I'm not quite sure why you think farmers should be in charge or, in control of anybody. They were working on the farm on their own, some of them, not all of them, on their own. You guys decide to round them up and lock them up. Now you pondering on the idea to release them to go work on the farms and have the farmer be in control or in charge of them. That should be modern day slavery. That's what that is. To us black folks, that's screaming slavery. So the idea of that, I just think it's a crock of doo-doo shit, my opinion, here. But, you see, we're in trouble, America, any brown, black, anybody that's, not a white man, we are in trouble. This thing is going way too far, and unfortunately I don't think it's going to be reversed anytime soon. Anyway, you guys have a blessed day. All right, give me your comments. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, it's Leash. Listen, your president, not mine, has decided that he is going to reverse this whole deportation situation, and is suggesting that people come back to America to work these farms and everything. Not saying sorry, not acknowledging that what he did was probably one of the most horrific things you could do to people and families, children, tearing families apart or anything. No, he is basically saying that, the farmers here need help. And so they're going to educate them, get them legally sent back to this country to do the work that he thought the folks in the inner city would have been able to do. Clearly, if you read between those lines, he thought that black people were going to get out in these fields and do the work that the folks that he deported would have done. And to that I say, sir, you are so detached from the people that it is pathetic at this point. How in the hell did you think that black people were going to get in the fields and do that work? Is anyone consulting with you? I'm being so serious, y'all, because it's sir, most black people are established in some way, which speaks to the lack of understanding and knowledge and whatever else you want to say as it relates to black people and understanding the progression of black people in this country. Not everybody's waiting for some handout and, oh yeah, I'll go work those fields. You're smoking something, sir. And it's not good. It's not good. So yeah, that's your president. He's a hot mess. And yeah.
He's not even a good liar.
This is indeed the golden age of America. We are rapidly reversing the economic calamity we inherited from the previous administration, including ruinous price increases and record-setting inflation like we've never had before. Under my leadership, energy costs are down, gasoline prices are down, grocery prices are down, mortgage rates are down, and inflation has been defeated.
Working class people don't even have to go look this up to know that he's full of shit.
Here's Donald Trump saying that maybe we shouldn't be deporting farm and hotel workers. Duh. How the hell did they not have this worked out beforehand?
Peter? Our farmers are being hurt badly by, they have very good workers. They've worked for them for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be, great. And we're going to have to do something about that. We can't take farmers and take all their people and send them back because they don't have maybe what they're supposed to have, maybe not.
I mean, does he not realize that this is literally all of the hardworking immigrants? You're seeing, basically the trope that they used to say was, oh, they don't want to get a job. Then how come you're rounding them up at Home Depots where they're trying to get a job? Oh, they don't want to do this. Well, how come you're going into churches? How come you're going into all of the organizations? How come you're going to the immigration courts where they're actually trying to get processed? It doesn't mean you're just going to start giving everybody citizenships like you're Oprah Winfrey. Everyone gets a look under your chair. You get it. No, it's about tracking people, putting them on the path to citizenship, logging them through the system so we know who they are. So there's less crime, more ability to get money on the books, pay taxes, and live a normal life. Like, these aren't people that want anything but the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is what literally built the fabric of our democracy. And I hate that so many people are closed off, where it has to affect a family friend, it has to affect their community for them to see it play out and not realize that every piece of food you put into your mouth is touched in one way or another by an immigrant, whether it's legal or undocumented, right? They're part of our workforce, they're part of our economy, and they're part of the beating heart of America. And find the ones that are the bad apples. Get them out. Let them have due process. Get them out. And then find a path to citizenship or a way to have, the livelihoods restored for the rest of them.
We're going to work something where the farmers can be responsible for some of the people that they have people around for 10, 15 years that they know very well. We're going to put them responsible and we're going to issue a form of a card or document, and the farmers are going to be responsible for these people. They're not going to have citizenship, but they'll be working, they'll be paying taxes. We need to get our farmers the people they need. Otherwise, our farmers aren't going to be able to do their land. It was tried once before, many, many years ago, where there was a very strong guy, and he got everybody out, and every farm almost in the country, but every farm in California, every farm in Iowa, almost all the farms went bankrupt. They had nobody to work, and we don't want to have that situation. So we're going to work it. We're going to put our farmers and others in charge of the people that they have under them. They know the people, and I think it's going to work out really well. We're going to take care of our farmer, but we're going to get the criminals out, okay?
Hey, I didn't think I'd be back so early in the day. But guess what? Taco strikes again. It has just been announced that Syphilitic Sid is doing what, y'all? He's reversing course on his immigration stance. Why? The farmers are suffering. Too many people are losing their businesses because, they've had workers, good workers, and now they're losing money and they're losing their farms. Nah, your donors are losing money. And you've heard, Sid, about all the MAGA regret. You've heard about all the people who voted for you and then turned around and had their family members deported. Yeah, Taco. We love it. We love this for you. We love this for you. Now, all you need with that taco is some queso and chips and an ice cold Corona with lime.
Trump now backtracks and says that he wants foreign workers to come back into the U.S. and go through a path towards leadership. Here's what he said on the Squawk Box on MSNBC.
With a pass back in legally, and we're doing things that are very difficult to do and very complex, but it works really well. We're sending them back, and then they're schooling, they're learning, they're coming in legally. We have a lot of that going on, but we're taking care of our farmers. We can't let our farmers not have anybody, these people, you can't replace them very easily. People that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They're just not doing that work. And they've tried, we've tried, everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. I said, what happens if they get it to a farmer the other day? What happens if they get a bad back? He said, they don't get a bad back.